adventurer like you. And I took an arrow in the knee.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Gaming Respawn podcast. There's no Will at the moment. He might be here later on. He's busy playing Sonic. We can say what he's playing. I'm joined tonight by Alec.
Hello.
And Ian.
Hello.
We've got a lot to get through. We've got some news bits, some FIFA 18 news, which I'm excited to share. Ian, you're going to be talking about a really weird, I didn't see this until you mentioned it, so very strange. Esports at the Olympics.
Yes.
That's fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
Very, very strange. And I was going to touch on some of the stuff we've been up to this week, but we'll move on to that later on. Ian, you need to start with this, mate, because this is very strange, and I want to learn all about this. So, go on.
So basically, there's been talks of adding esports to the 2024 Olympics. The president of the Olympic Committee said that because it's such a growing popularity, and it's trying to engage younger youth into the Olympics, so they're considering they're going to bring it towards like the review board and try and enter it into the Olympics somehow. There's not a lot of details yet, but it's something they're trying to consider and trying to bring into the Olympics. So I don't quite know where I stand on it, to be honest.
I feel like this was a sort of throwaway comment that everyone's leapt on, has gone a bit crazy. But in terms of anything actually happening, it seems fairly unlikely.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I think the Olympic Committee need to be doing something, I think, to keep everyone's interest in it, because obviously Usain Bolt is now retired. He was a major draw for the Olympics. I think with him going, they're going to be struggling to maybe keep hold of a younger audience or attract a younger audience that may be too young for the last Olympics, but now we're sort of getting to the age that they might want to watch it in 2020 the next one?
Yeah.
Isn't this talking about 2024?
Yeah, I think because they have to obviously go through it has to be voted in and everything. So at the moment, there's just talks of it for 2024. So obviously these things have to be planned way in advance. So I think next month they've got a meeting to discuss it in Peru. So they're hoping to try and get a bit of interest towards it and see if they can actually make something of it.
I mean, there's a lot of weird things in the Olympics already.
Yeah,
like shooting. I mean, that's very strange, and archery and
I'm guessing that shooting. If you think about when the Olympics started, it was sort of 1910 when shooting was a massive thing. So I'm guessing that shooting has always been there. Possibly they might have changed the targets over the years, but I'm guessing that shooting is very much a historically central part of the Olympics.
Yeah, maybe. It's still a bit weird. Or the horse dancing, whatever it's called.
Well, again, I mean, the Olympics was founded by upper-class French people. It's not a massive shock that it's got horse dancing in it.
Wow. I don't like it, so that's just me saying that. But yeah, no, esports. I mean, is there anything in to say that they'd keep it actually sport-related? So are we going to see FIFA at the Olympics, or is it going to be like Leagues of Legends and?
No, nothing's announced yet. That's something they'd have to discuss. Obviously, what games will be entered. I think that's my main issue. Is like gaming is such a broad spectrum that how would you pick? Would you pick 5 games, 10 games? How would you? What games would be qualified to enter into it? I would imagine it'd probably be like the most popular ones.
So yeah,
they would consider
League of Legends. I presume it's the most popular one because that's always the one that pops up on YouTube.
Yeah,
and it's always on the top choice on Twitch.
I think it may be the most popular on the West. Isn't StarCraft massive in Asia?
StarCraft. That's a big one.
You got StarCraft. Rocket League's massive as well. Even stuff like Smash Brothers. They still have like I think it's this week. There's like the World Championships of Smash Brothers. That's going on. So yeah, I would imagine it'd be like the most popular ones they could get support for.
The Street Fighter World Championships is quite a big thing. The Dota World Championship seems to be a very big thing. Obviously, there's Call of Duty as well. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of thriving esports things in various games. I don't know. My gut is that okay, I get you're trying to chase a younger audience and stuff, but by doing this, you're going to cause such a. If they get close to this, I think there's just going to be a massive backlash from sort of mainstream sports, and that's why I can't really see it happening.
And as
Yeah,
well, another
I mean-
thing. Oh, sorry, go on in.
I was to say, like, I mean, because obviously they have added like new sports since in the last couple of years. I know MMA is one that's still trying to get in there, which is getting pretty close now. But obviously, the advantages for it is obviously it's to bring in new revenue as well for the Olympics. Because CNN reported that the global audience for esports this year grew by 292 billion. And the global revenue for esports industry is estimated about £357 million.
It's definitely something that's that picked off the last couple of years, big time. My sort of point for the Olympics, with what games they might have to choose, is it'd have to be something PG, because obviously the Olympics is a widespread thing. So I'll very much doubt we'll see Call of Duty or anything like that. League of Legends is all right, isn't it? That's not too violent. That's just all fairies and things, isn't it?
I think bearing in mind commercial imperatives and stuff, if it does happen, you would think FIFA would be a fairly safe bet.
I don't know, because there's not massive like FIFA. I mean, there's FIFA tournaments, but it's not like, I think in the gaming community, I wouldn't say FIFA is like the one that probably gets a lot of attention over.
I think if you're trying to appeal to a wide spectrum, if you're showing, a FIFA game on a big TV rather than like a League of Legends game, one is a million times more accessible because it's based on something everyone knows. Whereas the other one, has its own rules, has its own factions. Like, if I watched a League of Legends game, I don't think I'd have much idea what's going on without, playing it. So that's one of the reasons I would say that.
You know what game they should include?
What?
ISS Track and Field from the PS1. Goes without saying, doesn't it? Get rid of the Olympics. Have it all on the video game.
I think it depends on what kind of market they're looking for. Are they going for like mass audience? But I think if you did FIFA, to me that would seem more of a gimmick thing. Like, oh, you've got football and you've got FIFA, as opposed to if you were going for what's in the world of gaming, which what's past people that watch what games they watch. I wouldn't class FIFA as one of them.
No, it's never highly rated on one of the higher choices on Twitch.
No, because I think FIFA just appeals to more of a broad audience than the actual was a gaming community.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Let's have that.
It's definitely not going to be in.
Well, let's start a protest.
I think it's one of these things that I think it'd be good
As long
for.
as it's not a dirty one.
Wow.
It'd be good for the gaming industry because it will gain obviously more attention. It will create more revenue and stuff like that. But as far as the Olympics go, I don't think it needs it. I think like these are better suited off to have their own events, international like championships. But I don't really think it has a place in the Olympics.
How about that?
I'd go along with that. I'm not sure. I mean, we've been debating whether it's going to happen or not. I'm not sure it's a good idea.
No, perhaps the esports people should have their own Olympics.
Yeah,
Olympics.
A gay Olympics. No, not gay Olympics. Game Olympics. That's what. Game Olympics. A gay Olympics is something completely different.
Yeah, let's not go into
that's
that.
your own sport, Dom.
Well, yeah, you introduced me to it, Ian. So yes, no, a Game Olympics.
Yeah, I think
Olympic.
Olympics, yeah. I think it should be separate. I think the Olympics is more to do, it's physical sport, isn't it? And I think esports is, even though you can compare it quite similar, I think they are different in their own way. So I think they should have their own separate thing.
Oh, isn't darts in the Olympics?
No, I think it's trying to get in and there's opposition.
Yeah, again, because you're talking about sort of athletics and people in sort of physical prime and all this sort of stuff. Darts, as much as I like watching darts, that's a bunch of fat dudes throwing things at boards.
Yes, it is. Well done.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but I don't know if I really agree with it.
Wasn't one of the most recent ones to get in golf?
Yeah, golf was last year.
Golf,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And golf shit in any way, shape or form, let alone being part of the Olympics. All dreadful. I know it's historical, but curling, fuck that. That is just, it's dreadful.
There's a few sports in there now. I think we could be like, nah, we don't need this anymore.
There's too many. Let's cull some. Let's cull some right now.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
the meeting's improved, so we could all just take a trip over there and join in.
Yeah, well, yeah.
See, part of my love of the Olympics is watching weird stuff that I have no idea, like that I'd never get the chance to watch otherwise. So I'd kind of be disappointed if you got rid of all the weird ones.
I mean, there's this really weird, I can't remember what it's called, but they walk around a track in the snow. So I think it must be the Winter Olympics. So they walk around this sort
I was going to say,
they walk around this track, then they shoot some stuff, then they walk some more, then they shoot some more stuff.
it's called the biathlon.
Well, whatever it is, it's strange.
I guess it's probably developed from some. I mean, I'm making things up here, but I'm guessing it's developed from some sort of army drill involving long range skiing, and then because that's the sort of skills you'd need if you were, in some freezing cold battalion in an army somewhere. So I'm guessing that's where it comes from. I don't know, but that's what would make sense to me.
Before I make this reference, Alec, are you a fan of Family Guy?
Ish.
Okay, ish, right, okay. This might fall flat. Ian,
Yeah.
you've seen more Family Guy since that dreaded trip to London, surely.
Yeah, I've seen that to 1 to 4, and then the odd episodes.
Okay. Have you seen the episode where they take the piss out of South? Is it? No, I don't know. It's South Park I'm thinking of. Sorry, not Family Guy. South Park. South Park take the piss out of Family Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they the Family Guy writing team is a bunch of what they're called manatees.
Yeah.
They just pick random ideas together, and that's how an episode
makes
makes.
makes an episode. Yeah.
I think that's what the Olympic Committee do. I think they've got like a bunch of sports in 3 different things they just mix together. So they can have running, horse dancing, and esports. Or they
Go
call
down
it,
the-
Duty bound to say it's called dressage.
eh?
I feel duty bound to say it's called dressage, not horse dancing.
It's called horse dancing on this podcast, I'll tell you.
Should we just make up some sports? So I reckon like skiing mixed with basketball,
Yeah.
mixed with, you pick one, Dom.
Judo mixed with
Diving.
yes, yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah, judo mixed with diving. You have to throw people off and then try and
You just do judo on a high board, and
Yeah.
whoever loses gets chucked in the water.
pretty much. And then if you
It sounds a bit more like it's a knockout than the.
yeah,
Whoever doesn't surface loses.
yeah.
Should we get on to computer games rather than hypothetical Olympic sports?
Perhaps there might be some more coming up later on. If I think of any good ones, then I'll be sure just to interrupt you two and let you know.
Okay, it's on.
But possibly esports coming to the Olympics for some bizarre reason. But moving swiftly on to video game news, some very exciting video game news for the already mentioned FIFA. Have you both seen the FIFA news this week?
Yep.
The career mode, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the career mode in FIFA has been ignored longer than a ginger stepchild, has to be said. No offence to any ginger stepchildren out there, but Ultimate Team has taken obviously the forefront of FIFA for a good 5 years now. I don't ever play Ultimate Team. Alec, have you ever bothered with Ultimate Team?
I played it a bit this year, but that was partly because I was reviewing it and I felt a duty to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I did have some fun experiences with it, but it's definitely career is where my heart lies.
Yeah. Ian, have you ever dabbled in FUT, F-U-T?
No, I haven't. No, when I get FIFA, I only play a few matches, really, so I'm not really big into the career modes.
I just couldn't get into it because, really, unless you spend a lot of time playing FIFA, and I do spend a lot of time playing FIFA, but it's more so sort of in quick bursts. I very rarely have like a long session on FIFA anymore. And to me, Ultimate Team, unless you seriously put the hours in it, you don't ever reap any rewards unless you spend your own money.
Yeah.
My little brother, I think 2 FIFAs ago, I think he spent about 150 quid extra on
Oh wow.
Ultimate Team coins so he can buy Ronaldo for 5 games. You think, what's the fucking point? It's boring.
We do sell a lot of the FIFA points at work. It's one of like, the main things we sell for like online purchases.
And then he tells me some of the players that come out. So you can get like a player of the year, Messi. And I say to him, how much does that cost, sort of in real money? And he'll turn around and say, really, only pro footballers can get them. So what's the point of dangling something in front of you that you'd never, in a million years...
How old is your little brother?
He's 19 now.
So he was, 17 then?
Yeah, he's about 16. I think he was 17, 18. I don't think it was last year's one. I think he started to realise what a waste of money that was. I'm pretty sure he's 17. But anyway, moving on to better things about FIFA. The career mode. So it's been long ignored. They're finally going to be updating it. And now when you want to either buy your own player or another club comes in for one of your players, you can sit down with the player, their agent and a rep from the the club, and you can thrash out a deal. Things like a sign-on fee and an appearance bonus, and then if you're going to be selling them, you can get sell-on clauses.
Yep.
So I think it's a really good little feature.
But isn't it just? I didn't actually see any players in there. I thought it was just representatives, because obviously if it's just representatives, they can have the same bloke every time. Whereas players, really?
No, the players are in there. The screenshot released from T Stands on football on Twitter. Sorry, there's a picture of Nemanja Matic, and I can't see who the other person is because the screen's too small. It's Dybala. Dybala. Sorry, Dybala. So the players will be there. I would like to think it's like the real life version of football where they only come in at the end to sign the actual deal. So you're dealing with the agent and the club rep first. You thrash out everything, then the player comes in with his last minute demands, and then you can pick and choose to sign.
I wonder if it's going to be like real life where there's about 7 agents that you have to
probably
through.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm not a massive FIFA fan. Like, I buy it here and there every couple of years just to have a go with. But I think it shows, obviously, like there's only so much they can do to the actual mechanics of the football game. Obviously, every year they improve small little bits, but it's good to see like they're trying to build upon it and just seeing what else they can add to it to make it more like immersive in like these career modes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm eating a biscuit.
Because is it Madden that this year is going to be doing a story mode like FIFA? Is it Madden?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this all kind of came in the wake of NBA 2K. They kind of started it, and then FIFA copied, and now Madden are copying. But yeah, that is one of the kind of headline additions to Madden this year, is a sort of journey-like career mode, which has some very melodramatic name that I can't quite picture at the moment.
Yeah, like,
I wouldn't say NBA 2K17 copied FIFA, because sure they're out the same month, aren't they?
No, but NBA 2K started doing this years ago.
Oh, sorry, I thought the first one was in last year's one. Oh, okay.
No.
All right, my bad.
There was definitely one in 2K16. I think there was something in 2K15 as well, but I didn't actually. I didn't play that one, so I can't say for sure. But the way people were talking about 16, or maybe 16 was the first. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's all kind of come in the wake of 2K. First, we had FIFA copying it sort of a couple of years later, and now they've got Madden in on it as well. And I'm sure, I don't know, we'll probably get NHL Journey at some point.
EA Golf the Journey.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I was going to say
you start off playing pitch and pot on some tiny little golf course.
Yeah. Crazy golf.
Crazy golf down
the seafront. Yeah. I was there on Saturday. It was quite enjoyable.
But someone who doesn't play FIFA, like the journey mode, I really enjoyed last year. Like it gave me because I don't play the career mode, or it gave me a reason to play the game as opposed to just playing random matches, which I quite enjoyed.
It was all right. I didn't get very far in it. I think I only sort of lasted a couple of hours. Alec, did you get far in it?
Reasonably. I got to the point where you get loaned out to the championship because you're doing crap, which always happens to everyone apparently.
It's really hard, isn't it? It's really hard, isn't it?
It's hard because it's hard. Well, there are 2 ways to play it. You can either play it as you would normally, but only your player's score counts, which doesn't make much sense. Or you can play it like Be a Pro, which I don't think anyone played. Well, hardly anyone anyway. Before they brought in the journey, and it's hard because it forces you to completely rethink how you play FIFA. The angles are different, and you have to be very content. You have to always think about how you're moving without the ball. If you go sort of chasing after the ball the whole time, like. I think a lot of people play. Certainly, the way I play it is you kind of use L1 and pretty much just run after the ball the whole time if the other team's got it. Whereas if you do that when you're only playing as one person, obviously you completely mess up the team. You're not up front. You kind of just have to wait up there and maybe come a little bit back. But you kind of have to have the patience for your team to win the ball and then think about making intelligent runs. It feels a lot more like real football to me, like the way you have to think when you're actually playing in a real game physically. So. Yeah, I found it really interesting in the way. I mean, I wrote about this in the way that it forces you to rethink kind of long-held assumptions about FIFA and kind of your natural tendencies and just the stuff you don't really think about. You have to rethink all that.
What team did you pick for your journey mode?
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I got loaned out to Newcastle, which is quite fun, at St James's Park, so it's quite cool.
Whereas it's only Newcastle or Villa, wasn't it? Those are the two choices.
Possibly there might have been a few more. I can't remember. I remember it took me ages to score a goal, to the extent that when I scored it, I saved it and uploaded it to YouTube. That's how happy I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's up there. That's up there on my channel. Maybe we should get Gaming Respawn to share that.
Absolutely. But the journey will be making its return to FIFA 18. Well, not all of FIFA 18. It won't be on the Switch version.
No.
But, that's not a bad thing. I think the Switch version of FIFA is starting to sound quite good. It's not going to be just a really crappy port like the Wii had. It's just basically just the pre-gen version of FIFA.
Yeah.
The Switch version is using graphics that was up to FIFA 15. So it's not going to be that out of date. So good for the Switch.
Only 3 years.
If you can get hold of one.
There was an article today, I don't know if you guys seen it, how EA said that depending on the FIFA sales of Switch, depending if they're going to release more games on the Switch, like they're going to do a test to see how well it's received.
More third-party games.
Third parties, yeah. For EA.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. Well, that makes sense. Why would they invest and spend all this money on a platform that maybe the vast majority of people might go, no, it's not what I bought the Switch for, so...
I think the trouble with this, I know we're going off now on the Switch, but I think I'd rather see, instead of seeing third parties make games that are on the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, just make games developed just for that console that will work better for it.
I don't think we're getting that, though. EA would never make a Switch version of FIFA, would they?
No, not saying a Switch version, but not talking about FIFA, but just make a game designed for the Switch. Don't do one that you then have to downgrade it for the Switch. Like the Wii U, that was the trouble. Any game that was on the Xbox 360 or PS3, you got like a port version that was poorly made for the Wii U. I'd rather they just make games designed for that console.
Yeah. But
I just, I was kind of amazed that was a story. It seems like common sense that they see how well this sold before making more. I mean, like...
Well, yeah,
I think it's the definition of a slow news week, that was a headline news this week.
It's been a slow news week.
Yeah, it's always slow over the summer, isn't it?
It's the week before Gamescom, isn't it, as well? So
yeah,
everyone's going to be waiting until then to do their big announcements. So next week's podcast. Whoa.
I read today that Sony is sort of semi-skipping Gamescom and doing a conference at Paris Games Week instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did last year. I don't think they even were at Gamescom last year.
So it'll be end of October. That will be the next big Sony announcement.
That's all going to be VR.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure there'll be games as well.
Well, we'll
get release
see.
Dates for stuff and
maybe Spider-Man.
There's still
we'll just see more on Spider-Man, more on Days Gone.
Well, Days Gone still hasn't got a release date, so I mean, if it hasn't got one by the end of October, then it's really in trouble. Yeah,
it just seems one of those games that obviously what they're showing off is quite impressive, but it's got the feeling that it's no way near a complete game. I just think they're showing off these sections to keep everyone happy, and they're vastly off their sort of target time. So I'm pretty sure when that first got announced at last year's E3, I'm pretty sure they were talking about Q4 2017.
Yeah, which is fairly worrying in some ways. But I guess it must have slipped, because you wouldn't deliberately announce something that early, would you? It just kind of kills your momentum.
To me, I think it was a case of Sony had like all these first party games coming out, and they were like, it got to the point where like, oh wow, so we got going beyond that. Like, oh, we got this game, and now it's been like, oh shit, maybe we haven't quite got this game now.
Yeah. But there we go. So FIFA 18 career mode will have people sitting down with transfer targets and then offering them lots of money to kick a football around. So wonderful. But just quickly on a football note, Neymar made his debut for PSG. So well done to Neymar. Congratulations.
Yep, scored and assisted.
He did.
Oh, I've got one more bit of FIFA news that is you guys are going to go crazy for.
Oh, Ian,
this is an exclusive. Exclusive.
Well, if I could be bothered in the edit, there'll be some sort of exclusive noise. maybe a klaxon.
If there's not now, I'm going to be very disappointed.
There'll be a klaxon. I will find a klaxon noise.
There are two ways to play. You can either play it as you would normally.
I mean, you're going to be very disappointed, but, still. So, the game comes out, September 29th?
September 29th, my first day off from that shift rotation. Bang on.
So that means that I'm guessing the 28th. Are you free, Dom?
The 28th?
Yeah.
No, I'm on nights.
Ah, you'll miss out. So at Smith's, we're going to do a launch party for the game. You can come and play the game beforehand, play a few tournaments, win some games. But Smith's and Fareham, we've only got a Pompey player to come down to the store, haven't we?
Yay.
Yeah, exactly. Big news, you know.
Which Pompey player is it?
We don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
They haven't told us yet.
Okay, so they're just going to send
some restrictions, like it can't be someone who played one game.
Yeah, it's someone from the current squad, I imagine.
I hope so. Yeah.
It's not going to be fucking Alan Knight turning up.
No, well, we emailed Pompey Football Club and they said they'll send someone down. So
they're going to send some. They're going to send some reject from the reserves down, Ian.
Hey, so we have a spreadsheet at work. Hopefully, no one listens to this. We have to
not fucking likely.
We have to put in there from if we've managed to get someone from a local team to come in, just so marketing can know about it and put on Facebook, or whatever. Wonderful. Some store has got the local I can't remember store, a local deaf team to come in.
Deaf? As in
deaf, as in can't hear.
Right, I thought I was like some sort of weird backwards fucking country sport. Then the deaf ball team coming in.
The deaf ball team.
We got a local deaf team to come in.
Well, exactly. I was going to be worried then.
Axes.
Yeah.
So yeah, look out for that.
Ian, I'm very disappointed by this breaking news.
I mean, I didn't say it was going to be good, did I?
Well, you said you two would be very excited. I've got some breaking news.
Are you not a Pompey
did you not,
fan?
Alec?
Are you not a Pompey fan?
If I don't give a shit if one of the morons from League One go to a shop in Fareham.
You can play them at FIFA and beat them.
Well, I can't, can I? I'm working, so...
Wow, you missed out.
Yeah, and sorry, Ian, I'm not going down to Portsmouth.
Well, you guys are missing out.
I thought you were going to announce some brand new spanking feature that got leaked on Twitter or something. I thought you were scouring Twitter for some news.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Not just trying to self-promote your shop on the Gaming Respawn podcast.
I mean, I need the sales. It goes towards my bonus.
Tut, Ian. That was low. that was as bad as a Mick Foley cheap pop, I have to say. But,
we can move on now if you like, Dom.
We'll move swiftly on from that. Alec, you've been watching something recently this week. Is it this week you've been watching it?
Yep. It was the weekend, as well as watching a lot of football, which we won't get into. I have been watching a lot of Netflix on Daredevil. We kind of, me and my girlfriend sort of tore through the first season, and we're kind of in the 5th episode of season 2. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. And I'm generally quite bad at binge watching things, because once I watch an episode, I kind of want to watch something else and not more of the same thing. Sometimes I feel like I was slightly in the wrong generation for this whole binge watching culture. But I have to admit, I have been binging this with little bits of football in between sometimes. But no, there's the writing is consistently interesting. The acting is strong. There's some great action, and it does really interesting things with characters in terms of really digging down into the psychology of what, on the face of it, are sort of comic book characters. So it could be fairly ridiculous, but it's very much it's got a strong sort of noir element, and yeah, I massively recommend it.
It's really good. It took me a while to watch it, because I'm not really fussed with Marvel and comic book films anymore. But I finally did watch it, and then I'm the complete opposite to you. I will binge something in a day or two. And I really, really liked it. I thought season 2 was fantastic. Ian, didn't you say you got bored of season 2?
Yeah, I don't know what. I really enjoyed the first one, but the second one, I think after a few episodes, I just lost interest in it completely.
I think the Punisher made it for me.
Yeah, I think I saw the beginning few episodes with him in it, and then after that, I just kind of got bored of it.
See, I fairly recently watched that fantastic episode. I mean, it's not the whole episode, but so much of the episode is him, the Punisher, having Daredevil chained to a sort of chimney on a rooftop in the middle of the night. And they're kind of debating their approaches to vigilantism, and kind of how the Punisher is a kind of more violent side of the Daredevil coin, and Daredevil's kind of arguing that he's a sociopath because these people are capable of redemption, whereas the Punisher just essentially views Daredevil as a coward who's kind of putting in very temporary fixes, and then they're out to do the same things again. So that, I thought, was an absolutely superb episode, and those scenes in particular. Yeah,
that was really good. The Punisher has always been a character I've really liked from Marvel, mainly because he's sort of so anti-Marvel.
Yeah,
he's very violent, and he's not your sort of nice superhero that Marvel like to have But that's why I've always preferred DC. Obviously, it's a bit of a darker, more adult sort of bunch of characters. The Punisher was really good. Much better than Thomas Jane from the film. And much better than whichever knobhead played the Punisher in the second film. Because that was also dreadful.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that Punisher game?
I was about to say the exact same thing. Yes, I do. I have played the Punisher game on a PS2. It was incredible. It was very good.
See, I never actually got around to it, but I remember it had those scenes of like incredible violence that you'd control. I remember reading about these.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And thinking it was just absolutely, I might maybe absolutely insane overdoing it, but it really did sound pretty shocking because I think to some extent, like, you know, if you're going back to PS4, games are kind of less mature then, so it really stood out as a kind of outlier.
It was very sort of Manhunt-esque in its violence delivery, and it never got the bad rap that Manhunt got because no lunatic killed their best friend and blamed it on it. But
yeah,
like Manhunt, I love that game. That game was so good. But now, yeah, I highly recommend you pick up the Punisher game. Well, you need to get a PS2 first, I suppose.
Yeah, I've got one somewhere, but I'm not sure I'm going to dig it out. I've not seen it on the PS Store for a backwards download. No, I can't imagine it's one that we're eager to stick on PS Now somehow. I think they're going for more kind of, I don't know if family friendly is the right word, but sort of less, a little bit less violent anyway. Well, GTA's on there. Yeah, the old GTA's. But, you know, GTA's everywhere, isn't it? Oh well, absolutely. Ian, did you play the Punisher game or remember it at all?
I remember it, but I never played it.
No. Have you got a PS2?
No.
Oh, well, maybe you should take yourself down to your old haunt of Computer Exchange and buy one.
Maybe. I mean, to be fair, I've got a PS4 and I don't really play it, and I have not time to play the games on that. Then I'm playing old PS2 games.
True. Yeah, that is true. But yeah, Daredevil season 3 should be interesting. I believe what's his face, Kingpin will be back in it properly. Is that Wilson Fisk? Wilson Fisk, yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing performance by Vincent D'Onofrio, and kind of underpins the first series. That's what's. I mean, the way he kind of incarnates that character is pretty amazing. Yeah. Have you seen Jessica Jones yet? I've watched the first episode. My plan is to finish. I did enjoy it, but I don't know, for whatever reason we didn't watch more of it. My plan is to finish Daredevil season 2, and then I think we'll go to Jessica Jones, and then possibly Luke Cage as well. So I didn't bother with Luke Cage or Iron Fist. I heard bad things about Iron Fist. I heard good things about Luke Cage. Yeah, I just didn't care. I don't know why. Luke Cage was all. Is it Luke Cage or Luke Gage? Luke Cage was Cage. I've heard there's lots of kind of interesting things about black culture and hip hop and stuff. Yeah. He was alright as a character in Jessica Jones, but he was just he was just a bland, boring strongman, really. I'm sure with his own series, Yeah. I'm definitely going to give it a go anyway. Well, I'll watch Jessica Jones first. I'm going to have to, because if with the Defenders coming out, I'm sure if I completely miss Luke Cage and Iron Fist, I'll have no clue what's going on. Well, Luke Cage is bulletproof. Iron Fist has a strong punch. I'm not sure there's that much you need to know. No, well, yeah, true. I mean, yeah. I think to some extent they have to make the Defenders of people who haven't seen them as well, because you can't rely on everyone having watched all constituent series. You'd think so. Maybe there'd be sort of like a brief recap. Yeah, probably. So you could know all the major points of all those series. Yeah. Speaking of TV series, I don't want to touch on it too much because we're going to get into spoilers. But in Game of Thrones, you seen it this week?
I have, yeah.
You don't watch Game of Thrones, Alec, do you? I'm miles behind. You're miles behind. Okay. Do you care if I talk about it a little bit? I was gonna watch it this week, but they've taken the old ones off Sky again, which annoyed me. Bad times. You have to purchase them. Yeah, we'll just wait. They'll be back again. Probably. Well, I don't know what Sky's like with their content thing. Well, they put one of the newest box sets they've added is Westworld, so maybe I'll finally watch that properly. Well, I couldn't get into that. 3 or 4 episodes. I mean, it was good, but I don't know. I got halfway through, and then I was like, no, I do not see the hype.
Sorry, was that for?
Westworld.
No, I'd watched the first I think maybe 2 episodes, and I just could not get into it.
It's a bit like I don't know if it's just me being a bit contrary, because again it's one of those things that I didn't watch as it was airing. I watched it as when it had been well and truly finished, and everyone sort of just stopped talking about it. But maybe perhaps because everyone was banging on about it so much, I immediately went in with a bit of a negative reaction. I don't know with Breaking Bad.
Yeah, same here. Like, I think I got to 2 series of Breaking Bad, and I just couldn't see the fuss about it.
Yeah, no. Again, it's all right. It's an all right TV show, but I just don't. People call it the greatest thing of all. It's not. It's not the greatest TV show of all time.
No.
I think they're talking about later series, but yeah, in terms of getting there, the thing I find about it is I find it unremittingly bleak in a way that's slightly unrealistic. Like, everyone's just bloody miserable. And like
Westworld, or
I'm talking about Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad.
And I don't know. There's something like I can admire it sort of aesthetically, objectively. Like, I can see how it's good at doing what it does, but I'm not sure I like what it does.
Yeah, I think I got up to halfway through season 4. Whenever he's just started to sort of have a war with the Chicken Man, whatever his name was. The main bad dude in it. Can't remember his name. Him.
I didn't get to 4.
Oh, okay. Well, him. It was alright. Same as Westworld. But Game of Thrones, Ian. Oh, how good is this season?
Yeah, do you know, I was talking to someone at work the other day about it. Like, the thing that's good about this series, I think where it's shorter, they just cut out a lot of the bullshit in between the episodes.
Yeah, but we've only got 2 left.
I know, it's like the first time, like, I really enjoyed the first series and the second series, and then I think when we were doing our old podcast, I caught up really quickly. I came out 4 series in a couple of months.
Oh yeah, you did catch up very quickly.
But this is the first time in a long time I'm like, I want to see the next episode now. Like, it's been really good. And I think there's a lot of time in Game of Thrones because it's not an easy show to follow. There's a lot of names. There's not exactly easy names. But this one, I think they've cut out a lot of the in-between bits of just like traveling between places. So everything feels like everything they're doing feels relevant.
It's very quick.
I feel like before there's a lot of stuff just to draw the season out. Where this feels like everything each scene has a purpose.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's not quick though is the Night King and his army.
No,
I mean if Arya can get from halfway between King's Landing to Winterfell in an episode, that fucker's been travelling south for 7 seasons.
I mean they are dead, so they are quite old.
Well, the White Walkers aren't dead, are they? They're just White Walkers, are they? I don't think they're not. Are they dead?
Yeah.
Don't know. I'm sure some Game of Thrones fucking nerd would be like,
I knew straight away you were going to insult someone. Instead of just saying, maybe someone could leave a comment and let us know. Some fucking little internet troll out there who can fucking tell us with his little computer typing away. Oh, actually.
It's almost a unique attitude to our listeners, but yeah. If anyone does know, then please leave a comment. That would be very helpful.
You fucking trolls. I think that's just my general attitude to the human race. But well, moving on. No, this season is going too quickly. It's only just come back in. No, I think it's because it was 3 months late. 3 months late.
I mean, I think the next series is not apparently might not come out till 2019.
No, I know. It was because of all their schedules.
Yeah.
They've all got...
That gives me time to catch up then.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can. It's because they've all got, like, Amelia Clarke and Kit Harington are all big stars now, aren't they?
Yeah.
And obviously, Sophie Turner's going to be... who's she in the X-Men moving forward? She is...
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey, yeah. So, yeah, I'll tell you what, that speech that Jon Snow was giving in Dragon's Reach, Daenerys might have been gushing over him. So was I. Oh my god. Oh, my eyes are that little that love heart emoji you get.
Yeah, was that just you?
Oh god, yeah. I used to hate Jon Snow, but this season he is gone.
I always thought he was a very good newsreader.
Eh?
I always thought he was a very good newsreader.
Oh well, yes he is. Yeah. But yeah, I thought the opening scene with Tyrion walking through that battlefield, I thought that was really, really, really powerful.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of the best series they've done.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, season 6 was really. Season 5 was, I think, my least favourite because it was that sort of awkward setting up season.
Yeah.
Season 6 was obviously the return of, spoiler alert, Jon Snow. But
Okay, just time-wise, should we get on to Ian and Destiny?
yeah, we can do. Yeah, okay.
Slash, I'm bored of this now.
Hey.
Slash, I'm bored of Game of Thrones talk now.
So Ian, we'll go back to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk for another 25 minutes about Game of Thrones and how good it is.
Should we break down each series of the good and the lows?
Yeah, let's start with season 1, episode 1. Ian, what were your thoughts on
The opening scene?
Yeah. Okay, Ian, we'll move on because someone's bored.
Even I admit the theme is good. The theme I can talk about.
Oh, the theme music? Yeah. Well, it's my alarm in the mornings.
Is it?
Yep. So,
My alarm is Overjoyed by Bastille. That works quite well.
I don't know what that is.
Bastille are a band.
Oh, okay.
Overjoyed is a song.
There we go.
Such an old man.
Ian, what is your alarm?
Oh, it's just a bog standard Samsung default one.
Oh, you're so boring.
Oh, it wakes me up in the morning.
You should change it.
The thing I like about anyway, it starts with sort of like piano stuff and then gradually builds and builds, so it's kind of perfect to wake up to.
A little side note here: the reason I don't have music as an alarm because I used to have the radio as my alarm, and one day I overslept and I just dreamt that I was on Radio 1.
Well, there you go.
And I woke up an hour late for work.
What a dream that is.
So if you had the Game of Thrones theme, you dream that you're sort of in Westeros.
In Westeros, that's it. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a risk worth taking. I hate waking up to some beeping alarm. I just want to punch a hole in the wall, I think.
Well, my alarm used to be Sami Zayn's music.
Oh yeah.
Because that's quite a fun.
I'd find
song.
that too much to sing. Wow.
Well, especially now I have to start work a lot earlier. So get up at 5:30 to the Sami Zayn theme is not fun.
No.
But speaking of my 5:30 wake up, yes, let's move on. Ian, you picked up Destiny.
I did. Did you guys ever play Destiny?
I played it at launch for about 2 weeks.
I think I played it. I played some sort of weird demo thing for about an hour. Maybe 2, maybe 3. It was alright.
So I never played it before. I literally saw it at work. It was a $5, so I thought, why not pick it up?
So no one played the beta of 2, did they then?
No, I got a code from work. I didn't get time to play it.
Oh well. Because I thought that's what you were going to talk about. But never mind.
No.
Let's go back to the first one.
I do like it, but I think it doesn't help itself.
No.
It's a game that doesn't explain things very well to you. And it's really frustrating because I quite like it. Like the core concept, I think it's quite good. But I've had to YouTube so many videos to understand where to go for missions, what I need to do. It really doesn't. It's not a game that tells you how to play the game.
No.
Is there still a lot of people playing it even this late into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are really, really into it for reasons I don't entirely understand.
No.
I don't know how much you're going to play the second one because I'm not a big FPS person, but it's definitely good that they're going to have a bigger story emphasis because for a game that has these worlds and has kind of distinctive things about them, the kind of lack of story in Destiny is kind of amazing. The first,
well, it's made by Bungie, obviously, and they obviously get famous for the Halo series. As much as I loved Halo, the story isn't that in depth, really. A big giant soldier fighting aliens on a weapon. It's not
its original script.
No, so I wasn't expecting anything much from Destiny.
Why is Halo called Halo? Because Halo stands for high altitude, low opening in parachute military speak.
No, it's called Halo. Weapon. It's the name of the weapon. Yeah. It's a Halo shape, as in an angel's halo.
I see.
Yeah, but it's only ever in the first one.
I see.
I think.
Yeah.
Again, some troll will fucking tell me.
Oh, you know, internet channels. If you can leave a comment.
Yeah, exactly. No, there was a 30-second cutscene in Halo 3. Thank you, YouTube virgin.
When Dom says troll, he means valued listener.
That's why, valued listener.
Oh, yeah. But I'm glad I picked up for only paid a $5 for it. I think if I paid full price for it, I would have been disappointed. Yeah. But for $5, it's all right.
That That's the quote to stick on the box.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's all right.
Worth a fiver.
I'll make a note of that. We'll call Bungie straight away. For a fiver, it was all right.
I'll tweet
So,
you. For a fiver,
tweet him.
you did a good job.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Um,
The game you spent nearly half a fucking £1 billion on.
I mean, it's made me tempted to play the second one now. Now I know, like, I've read like they've improved it a lot and they've added a lot of story content to it. It has intrigued me to maybe pick up the second one when it comes out.
You can't transfer your character, can you?
No, I was playing with someone online. He's been playing for a couple of years, and he was saying how he's quite pissed off because he's, I think, level 40.
Oh, Destiny friend!
Friend.
Friend!
I can't remember his name. He did tell me he's from the Netherlands.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But he was saying
In-
obviously he spent a fair bit of money on his character, like with loot boxes and stuff. And now,
Now, you said Netherlands in some sort of way that you portray you know where that is, Ian. But Ian, do you know where actually that is? Do you know what?
Europe?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I think he said he was from Amsterdam.
Okay, right. You know the Netherlands is Holland, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. There we go.
But anyway, he was saying how he spent money on his character and everything, and obviously when he starts a new game, it's all. I said to him, like, obviously new players like myself, it's ideal really because everyone starts the same playing field. But obviously people who put money into it, they just haven't. It's just wasted. They're gonna just have to start again.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I read when all the hype when Destiny 1 was coming out. I think Bungie said they've got a 10-year plan for the series.
Yeah.
When did it come out? Was it 3 years ago? I
think it's
must have been 3 years ago.
I'll look quickly.
Yeah, it's at least 3.
Yeah, I would say 2014. That sounds about right. But, yeah, so Ian enjoyed Destiny.
Yeah. So it came out 2014.
2014. Bang on.
Yeah, so like I said, I quite enjoyed it, and it has intrigued me to maybe play the second one now.
See, despite the fact I don't really like FPSs, I do think the second one is intriguing from kind of what I've seen and stuff. It kind of falls into the maybe eventually category, whereas like I was definitely less intrigued by Destiny 1. I like the idea that they're trying to actually tell a proper story or something this time, and hopefully it has. Judging by the trailers and stuff, it seems to have a lot of Nathan Fillion, which is always a good thing. So fingers crossed.
Perhaps
I know
Bungie.
he was in the first one, but not really. Like, I don't know why they hired him to seemingly say about 2 words in the whole game.
I think one of the main things I like about it is it's an online game you can play almost like play the campaign together with, because it's so hard to find like cooperative campaign modes that you can play together online.
Well, it's just an MMO, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's Diamond does it on the PC.
But for console gamers, like me and my friend, we've been like playing Rocket League for years, so we always try and find new games to play together. But it's so hard to find a decent cooperative like campaign game you can play together. It's not like Chrono, which was just a throwaway shitty campaign.
Yeah. Okay, right. Well, I was playing something sort of new this week. Alec will be pleased to hear, because he was a fan of this game, and I was bashing it last week. But because of the massive update Hello Games finally put out for it, I have repurchased No Man's Sky. And it's all right.
I was expecting it, and it's really good.
Well, I've got nowhere near to the stage where I can judge it, I think, against the old one.
Oh, okay.
I've just literally repaired the ship and landed in the space station for the first time. But that takes a good sort of hour.
I was going to say, it sounds like you played about an hour.
Yeah.
So, like, off the bat, could you tell does it seem any different, like, straight away, or is it just more subtle changes?
Nah, not to me. Not from that early on, I don't think. I remember that I hate the fly in it.
Yeah.
I hate the fact it's all just confined to one stick. So because it's been said before, so I've talked about it today on the Slack channel. I've said numerous times, I'm a massive fan of Elite. Those flight controls are obviously more sort of realistic. Obviously, No Man's Sky is just arcadey, which is fine, because I'm so used to playing Elite. I played it to death. That going from that to going to like an arcade one stick control of No Man's Sky, it's gonna take a bit of getting used to, but I will stick with it. I think if I play enough of it, I should hopefully get my Elite brain out.
Yeah. I mean, I've never played Elite, so I never had an issue with the flying controls. I quite like that. They were quite easy to get your head around.
Yeah. But my main thought about No Man's Sky is, and Ian, I hope you agree, with this, but if it came out on the Xbox, it would never have got anywhere near the bad rep that it got. For the sole reason they could have released it on early access.
Yeah, I think we said this last week. Like, I think the expectations were too high for this game, and it came out with all these expectations, and it just didn't live up to it. Where I think if it had a smaller release, or like you said, an early access, people would have then realised, okay, this is actually what this game is, not what the hype is, not what like the PR is saying. This is what the actual game is, and I think it would have been received a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to keep comparing it to, but Elite, obviously that was early access, that was Xbox One exclusive. And Steam is on PS4 now because it's pretty much the completed game. But Frontier Developments made no secret when they said this game is early access, it's nowhere near finished. You can play it at the moment for a discounted price, but don't expect all these features for another 1 or 2 years. And then they slowly unleashed all these updates, and it's the game it is today. And it's revered by a lot of people. I mean, it's very popular.
I mean, to be fair, I never even heard of it till you told me about it. So, and that's obviously the difference between No Man's Sky is I think anyone could have told you, have at least heard of No Man's Sky, and obviously it didn't deliver. And obviously it said where you said Elite, I never even heard of, but I've heard since knowing about, I've heard good things about it since then.
Yeah, Elite was a very sort of quiet released game. It said they didn't want to overhype what wasn't ready, because they knew full well if they gave it the press attention that No Man's Sky received, that would have got negative reaction.
Just for anyone who's not familiar, do you want to give a quick sort of rundown, Dom? I mean, I know it's sort of more about sort of space trading and sort of relationships between ships rather than planets. But do you want to give a sort of quick rundown of what you do and why you like it and those sort of things?
Elite Dangerous is basically a space sim in itself. You can either choose to be a trader, you can choose to be just like a courier, you can just deliver packages between space stations, or you can be a bounty hunter, or you can be a pirate. You can leave your spaceship, sort of. You can land on some planets in some generated solar systems, but you not like in No Man's Sky. You can't get out of your spaceship and run around and sort of interact with the environment. You're just in a sort of a surface vehicle exploring. Basically,
why would anyone want to be a courier?
It can make you a lot of money. It's a good way to start the game. That's how, if I ever start it again, which I sometimes do, I always start as a courier, because it's.
So it's not like you can switch. You can sort of switch between these roles on the.
Oh, absolutely! You can play it how you like. There's so many ships to buy. They've all got their own specifics. So there's ships solely for fighting. There's ships solely for exploring. There's ships solely for delivering packages. Yeah. So.
So is there an end game? I mean, is there any like?
Nope. No. It's just an ongoing game. It's just sort of. It's a bit like what you said, Alec, in the Slack channel, No Man's Sky. You just make your own adventure.
Yeah.
And and it's actually the Milky Way galaxy. It's a replica of the entire Milky Way galaxy. And unlike in No Man's Sky, which I complained about in the review I done last year, it's all to scale. So you always arrive at a star when you arrive at a new solar system, and all the planets are scaled out so that they're not all on top of each other like they are in No Man's Sky. It makes it a bit less visually appealing, I suppose, because No Man's Sky is a very pretty game.
Space fantasy, whereas this is sort of space reality, if you like.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's a bit like Star Wars, Star Trek in that sort of sense. But it is really good. I highly recommend it to everyone. It's a sort of game where it caters for a lot of people. You can play it for 6, 7, 8 hours, which I've done in a row, or you could pick it up for an hour or two and just do a few quick missions. But it is very, very good.
I've always been tempted to play it. I think I just don't know if I'd have the time to put into it.
Again, it's the sort of thing you can pick up for just an hour in.
Yeah.
So maybe instead of buying FIFA for your sort of quick go-to game, you can play Elite.
Yeah, it's definitely on my list of games to pick up eventually.
Yeah. But no, but No Man's Sky, I will stick with it. I'll try and get further than I did in my original playthrough.
Interesting to see if you can. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to go back into it now with this update as well and see like what exactly is this kind of new story content they've put in, and all these sort of additions. So hopefully I'll get around to having another bash on it, and we can have a more informed discussion next week.
I think, from what I understand, I think story mode or storyline is a bit of a far fetch again from Hello Games. I'm led to believe it's just missions. I don't think it has like a plot.
Well, there was a plot in the old one, which is something about discovering what exactly was at the centre of the universe.
Yes,
But I never really got close to like any of that. I mean, obviously you'd kind of, there were these alien races, and you discover bits of their language, so you discover stuff about the races, which I guess to something, I don't know if you call that story or not, but I never kind of got close to. I mean, I just sort of wandered around and explored and found different things and collected resources and upgraded my suit to kind of make it a bit less of a slightly less stressful experience, because most of these planets you land on are trying to kill you through lack of oxygen and everything else.
Yes, yeah, it's not a very habitable galaxy, has to be said, but.
No. I like the idea of No Man's Sky, but I think it tries to be a lot of things, but it doesn't really master any one thing particularly well.
No, that's definitely it. Yeah. It tries to be a jack of all trades, and then in the original incarnation, it was just jack shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good to see the Hello Games just haven't completely abandoned it and gone, do you know what, we fucked up, oops. And then they went away for a few years, they rebranded and made something else. It's good to see that they're sticking with it, and they're trying to release the game they promised. So.
It'd be interesting to see in a couple of weeks if sales figures. If it like, I've seen a lot of people talk about it, so it'd be interesting to see if like people do pick up again and try and go back to it. Just it maybe because of people, how poorly it was received, people just want to see how much they've improved it. But it'd be interesting to see how well if it does pick up sales again.
One thing that's massive for them is the fact that now on Steam, the recent reviews is all mostly positive.
That's good.
It's still got a mostly negative overall, because it's got 77,000 reviews on the negative, but it's got 2,000 mostly positive reviews.
That's good.
In the recent, so and a lot of people again are just saying the exact same points everyone's saying. So at launch, it wasn't what was promised. Blah 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 blah. It's come back into it now. They've got a lot more content, which was promised. It's starting to be the game that was originally supposed to be released, but it's still a long way off yet. But it's a good step in that direction.
It'd be interesting if someone did a review of it who hadn't played it previously, or didn't pay any attention to it at all, and just picked it up now and see their views on it now compared to obviously what everyone was when it first came out.
We've got one of the guys on the site, our board games reviewer, Chris. He's just picked it up for the first time. He seems to be enjoying it, I think. It took him a while to work out how to play it.
He said he just found a planet full of gold.
Oh, well, there you go. See, good times.
He seems quite happy now.
Absolutely. He can make a fortune. Lovely.
I mean, I've always enjoyed it. I definitely want to get back into it, because I think maybe I didn't say this last week, but I like that it's kind of unlike anything else I've ever played, and the way that it certainly was when I played it. It was kind of non-directed experience. You weren't constantly being told where to go and stuff. So that we had this whole Zen discussion, but it was quite nice just to have this sense of just being in a world without kind of stuff. Obviously, you'd occasionally get shot at and stuff, but there wasn't like a big arrow saying you have to go here or you have to go there. And I don't know, there was something quite nice about how open-ended the gameplay was. That would be my personal take on it.
I am looking forward to playing some more of it. I mean, my problem, it goes back to Elite, because I just kept comparing it to Elite, and to me personally, it just can't compare to Elite. Because of what Elite can offer me in terms of me being a bit of a space nerd.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever said that, but
you say a bit.
Yeah, a bit of a space nerd. So Elite to me is is pretty much just sort of my dream, flying around the galaxy, sort of shooting people and doing whatever I want.
I can't remember or not, but is there like in-game purchases on No Man's Sky? Can you buy stuff with real money?
No, I don't think so. I've not seen that.
I was just thinking, like, it would have been a good mark by Sony if they made like one of the PlayStation 3 games for the month, with it, like, in line with the update.
Yes, well, they've not released September yet, have they? If they do, I'll be fucking pissed. Because I've already spent
a whole £10 on it.
Yeah. No, I know, but that's £10 I could have spent on food.
But I think that'd be a good way to get people like really back into it. But I suppose There's no way.
I
If there was in-game
think
purchase, it'd be a good idea for Sony then they can make money off it again.
Well, I think they are, because I said it's got the mostly. It's the number one purchase game on Steam at the moment. It's gone above Player Unknown Battleground,
which that was surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon it's like increased by like 400 million%.
That's
I don't think the PlayStation. I don't think Sony or Xbox released their figures, do they? On from
No,
the
I think
stores?
so.
No, I mean hopefully it'll sell well because I've still got copies from last year when it came out. So if I can sell some of them, I'll be happy.
And it's what, 15 on Steam and 10 on PS4, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I'm sure that.
I was quite tempted to get it on Steam because I've got a flight stick for Elite, but I just decided to go for the cheaper option. And I thought it's the sort of game that maybe I'd sort of lounge in my sort of comfy console chair as opposed to my my computer chair.
Sure.
But yeah, No Man's Sky. It's
All right.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
Is it worth a fiver?
It's worth a tenner in
Whoa.
at the moment, so it's better than Destiny, 100%. It's 2 times better than Destiny.
Nice.
I mean,
Yes.
personally, I'm not really an FPS fan, but personally, I enjoyed it a lot more than Destiny. If we're making that like a weird comparison.
Well, you were obviously one of the few that enjoyed it from launch, Alec. And to be fair, it's not one of there was quite a lot of people on the reviews on Steam. There's a lot of people saying, "I played it at launch, I enjoyed it, it was all right, I got bored. I've come back to it now, and it's better." But
Yeah.
generally, there is a lot of people that did enjoy it. It did scratch an itch for some people. So
No, I mean, I enjoyed what I played. I don't know. I don't know if I didn't pay as much attention to the hype. I mean, the hype that I felt it reached, there was like this huge number of planets. That was one of the main points. I never really cared about multiplayer or base building or all that other stuff people seem to be upset about. So, like, in terms of the core of what it offered, I would thought it delivered on that, and I wasn't really bothered about the other stuff.
me and Ian bit into the hype, didn't we? Because there was a time before release where every day we were texting, going, "Oh, you seen this about No Man's Sky? And oh, you seen this interview with Sean Murray? And
And it was all for nothing.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but my initial review wasn't that bad. I think I gave it a 75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then weeks after still playing it, that's when it's all the reaction, the bad reaction came out.
I mean, to be honest, if I've had anything, like the best thing come from No Man's Sky is that I definitely pay more. Like I'll read into a game more. Like I won't play a game on the first day pretty much, unless I know it's definitely gonna be really good. I definitely it's taking me a step back from buying hype into games now.
Well, I think No Man's Sky has directly pretty much killed pre-orders, to be quite honest with you. Because a lot of shops, I don't know if you, obviously, at your shopping struggle with pre-orders, but Game obviously released that they struggle with pre-orders now. Not many people do it.
No, I mean, it's something we've been told to try and push, but it is hard. I mean, it doesn't help. There's no real advantages to pre-ordering. I mean, how many, this year I can only think of Crash that sold out and Zelda. I can't think of any other game that's sold out.
But you'll find those games. It's not like they were sold out everywhere. Like with FIFA, I always used to pre-order it because I was worried I want to get it on launch. But I know full well that when I finish work at 7 a.m. on that, I think it's a Friday. It's out. It is Friday. On that Friday, it's out. I can just walk into Asda's and it'll be there.
Yeah, I mean, FIFA's a big thing we're trying to push this year, and I mean we're not we've taken less pre-orders this year than we have done in the previous year. But like I know we'll get easily 100 copies in on the first day, and the 2 days later we'll have another delivery. So we won't sell out. It is hard to push pre-orders because there's no. The only incentives we've got for FIFA is that if you pre-order it, you get it I think £5 cheaper, and if you pre-order the Ronaldo edition, you get it. It's released 3 days earlier.
Yeah.
See, I'll pre-order stuff, but I mean, it will only be like by a week on Amazon or something. It won't be like, I won't do it months in advance, just so, just to make sure that, on the day it's kind of popped through the letterbox kind of thing.
I'd only pre-order a game now if it came with some exclusive content, or like there's that you get a bonus for pre-ordering it. If not, I won't pre-order.
I have to say, the best game the last few years for pre-order bonuses has been WWE 2K games.
Yeah.
Just for what you get with it. I mean, I got my favourite one I got was 2K15, the Hulkamania edition, brother. And that was 120 quid, but it did come with an awful lot. So it came with the game, came with the season pass, which was another 25 quid. It came with a special edition Hollywood Hogan Funko Pop, which is up on my shelf looking at me now. It came with a bit of the ring mat when he made his return to Raw before he got sacked for being racist. And it came with an actual signed, his actual autograph on a card.
Very cool.
I think special edition ones is where you have to pre-order because they're the only thing that will sell out.
Yeah, but
I'm quite intrigued. Like some of them, I'm quite intrigued by. The prices for special editions just feel completely crazy. Like I'd pay like I don't know, 20 quid more or something. When it's like sort of 30, 40 quid more, it feels like you're paying like the price of another game and like for not that much really.
I mean, 120 quid for what I got. I was and ahhing all the way up to buying it if I'm going to spend that much money on it. But then I took some games down, so I didn't actually spend 120 notes.
Yeah,
I did. But if you think that's
I feel like if I spent 120 quid on a special edition of a game, my girlfriend would just kick me out.
well, yeah, there is
go,
that.
what are you doing?
Yeah,
I got the NXT edition of 2K17 like months or possibly even a sort of. I don't think it's quite a year, but sort of months later on eBay for about the same price as the regular game. But that was quite cool. It meant I got all the little stuff, but I didn't have to pay 70, 80 quid or whatever.
So you got the Finn Balor demon statue?
I got the Finn Balor demon statue. I got the Nakamura water thing. I got the little ring mat card thing. So that was all pretty cool. My
Nakamura, my Finn Balor statue is next to Hogan, having a good old time up there.
Yeah, I think mine's guarding the bottom shelf of my bookshelf.
It's a really cool model, isn't it? It's really detailed.
It's very good. It is very good. I mean, it's more. It kind of feels more like a sort of action figure than some like really high end thing. But yeah, it's got.
Oh, so yeah, it's only plastic.
Yeah, definitely. But it's got nice levels of detail, and that was a nice package. But again, like whatever it was at launch, 70, 80 quid.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I would have done that.
I didn't bother with the Austin one. I can't remember, but I think that was sort of a similar price to Hogan, but it didn't come with any like models or anything. So I thought, nah.
I think the last special edition I got was Uncharted 4, which was pretty cool. It came in a nice case. It had a steel book. It had like an art book and some stickers and stuff, and it was all presented really nicely. So that was quite nice.
I got that one.
That one wasn't that much more. I think that was like 20 quid more or something, or maybe 25. But it felt kind of reasonable. So I did get that one.
I got that one for 20 quid at work.
Well, there you go. La-di-da for you. But, right, I think we're going to move swiftly on to some site promotion because we've got a couple of things to talk about, actually, with the site promotion. So, DGM has worked tirelessly to combine a group article for the site. It's really good. It's everyone's favourite voice actor.
Yep.
A lot of people did contribute towards it. I didn't because I don't really have a favourite voice actor. Ian, do you have a favourite voice actor?
Probably Nolan North.
Nolan North. Well, you're like Alec. I like you then.
Yeah.
Was it Alec? Alec wrote something.
I'll scratch that itch for you, and I did write about. I think it's about 650 words in the end on Nolan North, mainly on Nathan Drake, obviously, and the kind of And I think the most interesting thing I kind of wrote about was that I feel like the relationship between Nolan North and Uncharted and Naughty Dog, and the way that so much of their character is him, it's his improvisation, it's his sense of humour, the fact they built their own motion capture studio during the making of Uncharted 1, and that they used the same actors for motion capture and for dialogue capture for the voice acting. I feel like that really kind of moved games forward in terms of the attention they're paying to their storytelling, how seriously they're taking it, how they're making it sort of integral part of the process. So I think he's a really interesting kind of embodiment of that, and for me is definitely number one. And also because of his tremendous range. If you look through all these sort of varied roles he's playing, he really is an amazing guy, as well as being probably the most iconic voice actor in video games, I would say.
Yeah. So everyone should check that article. Everyone who's wrote someone towards that has worked really hard. A DGM, big shout out to you for combining it all. So well done.
We'll stick a link in the description.
Yeah, we will do. Yeah. And a couple of things on the site. I reviewed a game called Sudden Strike 4. It's a console RTS. So Yeah.
That tells you everything.
It's a shame because when Southern Strike 4 sort of plays well and gets it right, it is quite a fun game to play. But that's just few and far between the just frustrating controls and the laughable AI and pathfinding. It's just
some question, Tom. Is it good for a £5?
it's gonna be good for a £5. I wouldn't pay full price for it.
Is that the new gaming respawn scales now? So is it worth a £5?
It could be.
It's just the DOM. It's just the DOM scale.
Absolutely, yeah. It's worth a £5, 100%. It's just console RTSs are just you can never replicate the ease of using a mouse and a keyboard in them sort of games.
To me, it just doesn't work. I just stay clear from them.
There's been a couple. Command & Conquer has always been quite good on the consoles.
Yeah, it's just not the same as PC though, is it?
No, it's not. And the Battle for Middle-earth was quite good. But in terms of Southern Strike 4, just when it's fun, but it's mainly just a frustrating fucking so yeah.
Technical term.
Well, absolutely. And Will reviewed Interplanetary Enhanced Edition, and he liked it. So everyone should check that out. I just want to mention quickly something before we say goodbye, because it's just popped up on my Facebook and it needs to be mentioned. Have you heard about the news about Ric Flair today?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Okay. So it's been updated now that he's in a medically induced coma.
Oh.
So our thoughts and prayers go out to Nate, and I hope he gets better, because that would be devastating if anything happens to him. So get well, Nate. And in tribute to the Nature Boy, I think as a goodbye, well, before we say goodbye, actually I should promote the site again before I forget. I'll keep doing that. So you can of course find all the articles I mentioned and much more at gamingrespawn.com. You can check out our Facebook, which is Gaming Respawn, the Twitter handle, which is Gaming Respawn UK, which is also the YouTube channel. Obviously, Will's not here to talk about the content coming up, but I know what is coming out on Friday, which I'm hoping you guys will like. Is I done my own commentary on 2K17.
Nice.
Yes, there was a match.
WWE 2K17.
Sorry, yeah, 2K17. Yeah, WWE 2K17. There was a surprise entrant in a match. So yes.
Was it you?
No, it wasn't me. No, it was an actual wrestler. So hopefully people will like that. Twitter shout outs. Ian?
Yep.
Where can they find you on Twitter?
Mr. McGee 88.
Yeah, that's easy. Alec?
I'm Alec Hawley1.
There we go. If you want to find Will, it's Mizuraki something or other. I don't bloody know.
I was expecting you to attempt it. I was like, nah.
It's Water Fairy in Japanese or something.
It's Mizu Shinzui.
There we go. I see Alec is...
we say these every week, but yeah, obviously if you've got any thoughts, any feedback, any questions you want us to answer, get in touch with our Twitter and we'll do that, because obviously the show's for the listeners, so get in touch if you've got anything to kind of contribute.
And there's one thing I like is our listeners. I often speak highly of them.
Maybe contact me and you won't get insulted. If you really want to get insulted, get in touch with Dom.
Or if you want to send hate mail, send it right Dom's way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I will have some hate mail and then just talk shit about you on my podcast. So good times. Yeah, but yeah, any comments, any feedback, obviously subscribe to us on iTunes, please, and give us a rating. It will help big time. Is there any questions you want us to answer? If you want to call Ian a slug, call Ian a slug. So there's there. Right, so now we will do it. In the tribute, I think, to Nate, I think for our goodbyes, we should give a good old woo.
Now, I'm not against this, but you set me a challenge last week, and I've been practicing.
Oh, Ian, have you? Okay, well, you could do both. You could do both then. You could do both.
Okay.
So last week, Ian, your challenge was to say goodbye in Mandarin.
Yes, it was.
Yes, okay. So go on then.
Zhejian.
That sounds right. I'm going to Google it quick. Because
when you say you've been practicing, that was one word and it was 2 syllables. How much practice did you really need to do?
Look, I'm proud of that.
Well done.
You should be proud of that, Alec, because, you should be. Well done, Ian. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm just Googling it quick to make sure that...
Well, I just didn't make up on the spot.
So what did you say?
Zhejian.
Right, so here's through my mic. Oh, wait, no.
再见.
That's that. You say it again?
Zhejian.
That's nice. Do you know what? That's not too bad.
Not too
I'll give you
bad.
that.
That's pretty good.
I mean,
Yeah.
consider I struggle with the English language, let alone any others, so
You fucking do, I tell
I
you.
should all just speak McGee. It's much easier.
Well, I do if I'm near you too much.
That's true.
We just turn a bit of Ben the Flower Pot men, and we understand each other, which is the scary thing.
It is indeed.
Right. Okay then. So for our final goodbyes, Ian, because you've done such a good job with your Mandarin, you can give us the first woo.
Okay.
Woo. Okay. Okay. Alec.
That sounded more like a balloon deflating.
A little bit.
All right,
Yeah.
hang on. I've got to get my. Woo!
Oh, good. I would say that's more like Sting. But
Yeah,
that was,
went a
that
bit
was
too
good.
high.
Yeah.
I need a few
Okay.
to really nail it.
Well, here we go. Here's the main event. Woo! Oh, that's quite good.
It's all right.
But yeah, thank you for listening, everyone, and be sure to tune in next time. Thank you. Goodbye.
What's wrong? Snake!